Importance of revision is twofold. Firstly, it helps you to remember the facts, topics and methodologies that you have covered some time ago. Secondly, if it is done correctly, it will help to increase your confidence and reduces the anxiety. That means you will be well prepared for your examination. In this video, I am giving you some important points from the topic nutrition and biochemistry which will be helpful for you at the time of revision. So please watch the video till the end, and if you like this video, please like it, share it and subscribe it. This is Needu. You are watching my channel Helping Hand for Nurses. Nutrients are mainly classified into two major groups. They are macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients include protein, fat and carbohydrate. Macronutrients is also called proximate principles because they form the main bulk of our food. Micronutrients include vitamins and minerals. Vitamins and minerals are called micronutrients because they are required in less amount for our body. Most abundant nutrient present in the body is water. Human body consists of 50 to 70% of its weight as water. At birth, 75% of total body mass is water. So nutrients are divided into two major groups, macronutrients and micronutrients. Macronutrients are also called proximate principles and it includes protein, fat and carbohydrate. Micronutrients includes vitamins and minerals. Next we can see each macronutrients one by one. So first nutrient among the macronutrients is a carbohydrate. So carbohydrate, it is a main source of energy, and the sources of carbohydrates includes cereals, sugars, roots, tubers, etc. This carbohydrate is classified according to the number of sugar units as monosaccharides, disaccharides, polysaccharides. So carbohydrate is classified into three according to the number of sugar units, that is monosaccharides, disaccharides and polysaccharides. Examples for monosaccharides includes glucose, fructose, galactose. Disaccharides includes maltose, sucrose, lactose. Polysaccharides includes starch, glycogen and cellulose. In most of the examinations, one question can be expected from this part. It can be asked like which one of the following is a monosaccharide, which among the following is a polysaccharide, etc. So please have a look into these 3 points. In addition to this question, it can be asked like which is the fruit sugar or which is the cane sugar or which is the milk sugar. So keep in mind that fruit sugar is fructose, cane sugar is sucrose, milk sugar is lactose. Next we can see the basic food groups. So basic food groups includes wheat, barley, oats, rice and whole grains, which are also called cereals. These are called basic food groups because these foods form the main bulk of our diet. Another important point is that carbohydrate is stored in the form of glycogen. Carbohydrate is stored in the form of glycogen. Next macronutrient is protein. So the main sources of protein includes milk, meat, poultry, eggs, fish, pulses and groundnuts. Proteins are organic compounds consist of amino acids joined by peptide bonds. Structural unit of protein is amino acids. This is an important point. Structural unit of protein is the amino acids which was asked in most of the nursing exams. There are total 24 amino acids present in the body. Among them, 9 are essential amino acids. Why these are called essential amino acids? Because these amino acids cannot be produced in the body. That is, a body cannot synthesize these amino acids. So it should be supplemented through diet. And these essential amino acids includes leucine, isoleucine, lysine, methionine, threonine, phenylalanine, valine, histidine, tryptophan. Please by heart these essential amino acids because in exams it can be asked like which among the following is an essential amino acid or which among the following is not an essential amino acid. So these are the 9 essential amino acids. Arginine, it is a semi-essential amino acid which is an important one. Arginine is a semi-essential amino acid which is required in early life. Then proteins can be classified into class A proteins and second class proteins. Class A proteins are the proteins which are found in the animal food, which includes eggs, meat, fish and dairy products. Second class proteins includes a plant food which includes vegetables and oils. What is biologically complete protein? Biologically complete protein are those foods which contains all essential amino acids. Example, milk protein, egg protein. Biologically incomplete protein are those foods which will be lacking one or more essential amino acid. Example, rice, wheat, pulses. So biologically complete protein contains all essential amino acids. Biologically incomplete protein lacks one or more essential amino acid. Cereals deficient in lysine and threonine but rich in methionine. Cereals lacks lysine and threonine but it is rich in methionine. Pulses lacks methionine but it is rich in lysine and threonine. These two are important points which can be asked in exams. Protein requirement per day. For adult it is 1 gram per kg body weight. For children it is 1.5 gram per kg body weight. During pregnancy additional 14 gram per day. During lactation additional 25 gram per day. Next macronutrient is the fats. Fats consist of glycerin molecule with 3 fatty acids attached. Lipids. Lipids are classified into simple lipids, compound lipids and derived or derivative lipids. First one is the simple lipids, which is the most common lipid of the body. And these simple lipids are the esters of fatty acids with various alcohols. So these simple lipids are the esters of fatty acids with various alcohols and it includes fats and oils, waxes. So fats, it is the esters of fatty acids with the glycerol. Oils are fats in the liquid state. Waxes, esters of fatty acids with a higher molecular weight monohydric alcohols. Compound lipids. Compound lipids are the esters of fatty acids containing groups in addition to alcohol and a fatty acid. It includes phospholipids, glycolipids and lipoprotein. Next is the derived lipids or derivative lipids. It includes fatty acids and alcohols such as glycerol, styrol. So lipids are mainly classified into 3, that is simple lipids, compound lipids and derived lipids. Simple lipids includes fats and oils, waxes. Then compound lipids includes phospholipids, glycolipids and lipoprotein. Derived or derivative lipids includes fatty acids and alcohols. Next point is that most of the body fats in adipose tissue are present in the form of triglycerides. Most of the body fats in adipose tissue are present in the form of triglycerides. HDL, high density lipoprotein, is called the good cholesterol, which can be asked in the exam. LDL and VLDL, that is low density lipoprotein. VLDL, very low density lipoprotein. These two are the bad cholesterol. Next is the essential fatty acids. Like essential amino acids, essential fatty acids cannot be synthesized by the human body. Essential fatty acids includes alpha-linolenic acid. Other name is omega-3 fatty acid. Alpha-linolenic acid or omega-3 fatty acid. Linoleic acid or omega-6 fatty acid. Only fat-soluble antioxidant synthesized in the body is the coenzyme Q10. So the only fat-soluble antioxidant synthesized in the body is the coenzyme Q10. So coenzyme Q10, which is also known as ubiquinone. It is a vitamin-like substance which is synthesized in the body from tyrosine. Coenzyme Q10. It is a vitamin-like substance which is synthesized in the body from tyrosine. This coenzyme Q10 is also known as ubiquinone. Omega-3 polyunsaturated fatty acid. It is present in oils of some saltwater fish, flaxseed, groundnut oil, corn oil, walnuts and some other vegetables. Next is saturated fatty acids. Saturated fatty acids includes lauric acid, palmitic acid and stearic acid. Next point, 1 gram of fat provides 9 calories. 1 gram of carbohydrate provides 4 calories. 1 gram of protein provides 4 calories. 1 gram fat provides 9 calories. 1 gram carbohydrate provides 4 calories. 1 gram protein provides 4 calories. You can expect one question from this part in most of the nursing examinations. Next we can discuss regarding the micronutrients, among which the first one is the vitamins. So vitamins are mainly classified into two, that is fat soluble vitamins and water soluble vitamins. Fat soluble vitamins, it includes vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E, vitamin K. In short, we can call it as ADEK. Vitamin A, vitamin D, vitamin E and vitamin K. Water soluble vitamins includes B complex vitamins and vitamin C. And the water soluble vitamins are, first one is the B complex vitamins. So in order to remember this B complex vitamins, there is a memory tip. The Ronaldo and Paulo played for Barchester Football Club. The Ronaldo and Paulo played for Barchester Football Club. We can see one by one. So T, it stands for thiamine. Thiamine is another name for vitamin B1. R, it is a riboflavin. It is another name for vitamin B2. Vitamin B2 is also known as riboflavin and also known as lactoflavin. Next is the N. N stands for niacin, another name for vitamin B3. P stands for pantothenic acid, another name for vitamin B5. Next, P stands for pyridoxine, another name for vitamin B6. This bio stands for biotin, another name for vitamin B7. F stands for folic acid, another name for vitamin B9. C stands for cyanocobalamin, another name for vitamin B12. So, vitamin B1 also known as thiamine, vitamin B2 riboflavin, vitamin B3 niacin, vitamin B5 pantothenic acid, vitamin B6 pyridoxine, vitamin B7 biotin, vitamin B9 folic acid, vitamin B12 cyanocobalamin. So please keep this tip in mind. And vitamin B7, that is biotin, it is also known as vitamin H, and it is an anti-egg white injury factor. So these are the B complex vitamins. And another water soluble vitamin is the vitamin C, which is also known as the ascorbic acid. First we can see the fat soluble vitamins. So this is a table showing the fat soluble vitamins, then recommended dietary allowance and the functions. In some of the examinations, the function of the vitamins can be asked. So that's why I'm showing this table. So vitamin A, recommended dietary allowances for men it is 900 microgram and for women it is 700 microgram. And the function of vitamin A is formation and maintenance of skin, hair and mucous membrane, helps to see in dim light, bone and tooth development. It is an antioxidant and it has an important role in immune function. So it is also known as anti-inflammation vitamin. Next is vitamin D, and the recommended dietary allowance for both men and women is 5 microgram. It helps in bone and tooth formation, helps to maintain heart function and nervous system function. Vitamin E, recommended dietary allowance is 15 mg, and the function is protects blood cells, body tissue and essential fatty acids from harmful destruction in the body. Vitamin E is also an antioxidant. So vitamin A and vitamin E is antioxidants. Then vitamin K, recommended dietary allowance for men it is 120 microgram, for women it is 90 microgram. And vitamin K is essential for blood clotting functions. First we can see vitamin A. The animal form of vitamin A is retinol and the plant form is a carotene, which is also known as provitamin A. And this carotene it is converted into retinol during the digestion process. So we have seen that vitamin A has an important role in immune function. So vitamin E has an anti-infective role and it is also called anti-inflammation vitamin. So vitamin A mainly comes from the animal sources. So the good source of vitamin A includes cheese, eggs, meat, fish oil, milk and yogurt, liver and liver products. Beta carotene. The source of beta carotene includes colored vegetables, that is yellow, red and green vegetables. Examples: spinach, carrots, sweet potatoes and red peppers. Severe deficiency of vitamin A can lead to various ocular signs, most notably night blindness, which is otherwise known as nitilopia. Another ocular sign is xerophthalmia. Keratin accumulation in conjunctiva causing big dot spots is a pathognomic physical finding. Other ocular manifestations include conjunctival cirrhosis, corneal drying and ulceration, and follicular hyperkeratosis. First clinical sign of vitamin A deficiency is conjunctival cirrhosis, that is a dryness of the conjunctiva. It is the first clinical sign of vitamin A deficiency. First clinical symptom is a night blindness, otherwise known as nitilopia. 9 doses of vitamin A. Under vitamin A prophylaxis program, in order to control blindness, 9 doses of vitamin A is given to under 5 children at every 6 months. And the first dose is given at 9 months and the dose is 1 lakh international units. And the next time, that is after 6 months, the dose is 2 lakh international units and it is given every 6 months. Retinal, a component of vitamin A, derives its name from its ability to produce rhodopsin in the retina, which helps in vision, especially in the low light settings. So retinal, it is a component of vitamin A and derives its name from its ability to produce the pigment rhodopsin in the retina, which helps for vision, especially in the low light settings. Another fat-soluble vitamin is vitamin D. Vitamin D is found primarily in 2 forms, that is vitamin D2 and vitamin D3. Vitamin D2, which is also known as ergocalciferol, is present in certain foods such as salmon, tuna and mackerel, and in smaller quantities it is present in beef liver, cheese and egg yolks. So vitamin D2 it is present in the foods. And vitamin D3, which is also known as cholecalciferol, is synthesized in the skin after exposure to sunlight. So it is known as the sunshine vitamin. So vitamin D2 which is present in the food and vitamin D3 is present in the skin, which is synthesized when it is exposed to sunlight. So vitamin D3 from the skin and vitamin D2 from the diet undergoes hydroxylation to 25-hydroxycholecalciferol in the presence of an enzyme 25-hydroxylase in the liver. So vitamin D2 and vitamin D3 undergo hydroxylation in liver with the help of an enzyme 25-hydroxylase to 25-hydroxycholecalciferol. And this 25-hydroxycholecalciferol further hydroxylated to 125-dihydroxycholecalciferol in the presence of an enzyme 1A-hydroxylase in the kidney. This is the most active form, and this active form of vitamin D increases the duodenal absorption of calcium and phosphorus. Next is the sources of vitamin D. And the sources of vitamin D includes the main source is sunlight, and the foods include milk products, liver, egg yolk, etc. Vitamin D deficiency leads to impaired mineralization of cartilage at growth plates, which leads to rickets in children. And it is characterized by bow-leg deformity, rachitic rosary. It is also known as beading of ribs. Stunted growth, dental deformities, abnormal spinal curvature, craniotapes. It is a softening or thinning of the skull bones in infants, and frequent fractures. So these are the characteristic features of the rickets in children. And this vitamin D is known as anti-rachitic vitamin. And the deficiency of vitamin D results in osteomalacia in adult. Vitamin D lowers the risk of many cancers like stomach cancer, colon cancer, breast cancer, etc. Next fat-soluble vitamin is vitamin E, which is also known as tocopherol. So vitamin E is an antioxidant, and it is important for the maintenance of a healthy skin. So it is also known as a beauty vitamin. And the main source of vitamin E includes vegetable oils, cereals, meat, poultry, eggs, fruits, vegetables, legumes, etc. The deficiency of vitamin E can lead to hemolytic anemia. Next fat-soluble vitamin is vitamin K. Vitamin K is necessary for the synthesis of clotting factors 2, 7, 9, 10 by the liver. And vitamin K is present in two major natural forms, that is vitamin K1, which is also known as phylloquinone, and vitamin K2, which is also known as menaquinone. And vitamin K1 is present in fresh green vegetables and fruits. Vitamin K2 is synthesized by the large intestinal bacterial flora. So vitamin K is necessary for the synthesis of clotting factors, and two major forms are there, K1 and K2. K1 is present in diet, and K2 is synthesized by the large intestinal bacterial flora. Vitamin K is the only vitamin which is deficient in the breast milk. And the deficiency of vitamin K can lead to hemorrhagic diseases. And the deficiency of vitamin K leads to decreased level of prothrombin, which is an important point. Which are the antioxidant vitamins? Antioxidant vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E, which is very, very important, can be asked in most of the nursing examinations. Antioxidant vitamins are vitamin A, vitamin C, and vitamin E. Water-soluble vitamins and the miscellaneous topics can be discussed in the next part. So please wait for that video. And if you want the PDF of these notes, please comment below. And if you like this video, please like it, share it, and subscribe it, and also click the bell icon so that you will get notifications if I'm uploading new videos.